Guys, before we get into the video, and guys, this is a very interesting video, so please, if you genuinely enjoy my content, watch it until the end. But I just want to start off by saying, you guys can see I'm not where I normally film, and it's because there's no electricity. I have talked to you guys about the Nigerian electric system before, but I had done my full makeup, my full face bead, everything, and they took the electricity. And guys, I rarely get the motivation to film. So today, when I'm motivated, I just had to film. Like, regardless of whether there's electricity or not, you guys are getting a video this week. So if you genuinely enjoy my content, please ignore the lighting, ignore everything that's going on, and just like literally enjoy the content. It could be worse. You guys have been with me since the beginning. You've seen my old videos and the dark rooms I used to film in. So yeah, let's remember those times and accept that at least now we're getting HD darkness, you know. But anyways, guys, enjoy the video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is aishasibandabusiness, and today I just wanted to talk about Russia and basically just my experience regarding that. So yeah guys, this has been a topic that I have wanted to talk about for some time, but I've actually never come around to it because honestly guys, I've genuinely forgotten like most of my Russian experience. Like genuinely, it's not a memory in my brain. Like, I'm not even joking. My brain just has this way of operating that if a memory does not provide me joy, it just deletes it, you know. And I recently found out that's called disassociation, and it's a genuine like need for therapy. Yeah, it's like just basically your brain suppressing anything and putting everything in a box that isn't positive to like remember. So it's like even the most of the people I've met in Russia, like I don't even remember. My brain cannot comprehend the thought of remembering. Like if I met you before the last year and a half and like we were not constantly meeting, there's a more than likely chance I either don't remember you or I don't remember our memories. And that's genuinely concerning because that means I don't remember anything I learned in university. Yeah. But I feel like the experience as a whole is just also, besides the whole disassociation thing, I didn't want to talk about it because I don't want to relive these memories. Like I don't want to sit there and be reminiscing on the things that have made me up in the head, you know. So a lot of reasons have led up to, you know, me not really addressing the whole experience in Russia as a whole. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, reliving my trauma for the sake of your entertainment. So if you're interested in that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. So I want to first off by starting to rate my Russian experience. I wanted to like give it like a ranking out of 10 in terms of like how much I enjoyed it or how bearable it was. But I feel like that's difficult because there's different aspects and there's many different things that I did enjoy about Russia. For example, I enjoyed actually growing up and like not having like my parents monitoring my life and having the freedom to discover who I am as an adult. I enjoyed that level of freedom. I enjoyed like the security because Russia is actually a pretty safe country. Like it has a very, very low crime rate. So I enjoyed the security of feeling like I can go out at night and not having to like clutch onto my purse or like worry about my phone or anything like that. Because it's like me and my friends in the summer, we would like go for picnics at like 3 in the morning and like, you know, just be outside actually having a good time. So there was this security that came with the country as a whole because of obviously like police are everywhere. Like you wouldn't even want to steal in that country. It's just a very safe country. So I did enjoy that safety that I feel like when I'm in Botswana, I'm always like clutching onto my phone for dear life. And I didn't feel that when I was in Russia. So I did enjoy that. Of course, I'm glad for a lot of the people I've met. I've met like my fiance there. Obviously, he was living in Russia before me, and you know, like we ran into each other. Not my fiance, he's my husband. What the fuck am I saying? But yeah, if I had never gone to Russia, I never would have met my husband. So I'm grateful for that. And I also feel like it kind of developed me towards being in a point where I feel like I'm ready for marriage and all these different things that I feel like maybe if I hadn't gone there, I wouldn't be as mature as I am now. Because my friend Basana, right, we've had this conversation before and we were talking about it like for real. And it really made me deep it. She was just there like, you know, bro, I genuinely feel like I cannot relate to people my age anymore. And then I was like, bro, same. And then like we were talking about it, and then she was just there like, bro, Russia, like you just feel like, oh, moholo na le mathata a botshelo. And genuinely, it's genuinely true. Like that country has aged us. Kind of the thing, Koro, when you see life, ne, when you genuinely see the worst parts of life, that experience alone can just age you. And guys, keep in mind that me and my group of people arrived in Russia in 2019 October, right? That's about 5 years ago. What was happening 5 years ago, right? October 2019. We did not know that 3 months after we arrive in a country that literally does not speak our language, the whole world is going to shut down. What am I talking about? COVID, right? We had no idea we were going to be quarantining, being away from each other, being away from anybody except a roommate, right? Because obviously you're living in a dormitory, you're living with a roommate. So it's just you and your roommate going through this COVID thing. And keep in mind, some people didn't even have roommates that understood English. So it's like the only human interaction you're mostly getting is on the phone. Like you're not actually communicating with someone who can properly understand you or your experience, because we're all at different schools, mostly in different cities, because Russia is big. We're not all in the same place, right? And even if we were in the same area, obviously it was the height of COVID, so you couldn't even go outside, you couldn't do anything. And I did not realize it at the time, but looking back, COVID was my first experience of actual depression in this life, right? When it first started, I feel like I was fine. And I don't know, like, why. I don't know. I feel like social media as well was very depressing at that time, like the whole George Floyd and all these kind of situations. So I don't know, for some reason, I was taking a lot of that toll on myself, and like any kind of a racist experience would like take an extra toll on me. Obviously racism is not fun, but I feel like at that time it was weighing on me down. Like if someone would just say something to me that was the least bit racist or the least bit culturally insensitive, I would go home and I was sad for like long periods of time. Just all these kinds of things just really put me down. During that COVID, I started drinking a lot. Yo, guys, like even now, I'm even shocked because, guys, I was 18. I had just turned 18 when this whole thing happened. And keep in mind, guys, in Botswana, I had never even tasted alcohol. So this was like, I'm going from sober to like drinking a bottle of vodka a day. It was probably the worst thing that happened to me. And the funny thing is, in the moment, I didn't even realize what was happening, because it's like my friends were just there like, Aisha, just crazy, whatever, like, because I was spiraling and I didn't know what was wrong. I just wish like I could go back and like talk to younger me and be like, bro, like you genuinely need help, you're not happy. And the funny thing is, it wasn't just me, guys. Alcoholism is like so common in Russia, and you see that smoking, why, hey, it's like most people's, well, I don't want to say most, because I feel like different people handle different situations differently, but a lot of people lean towards these things during like tough times, and that time was super tough for me. It was just like I feel like I was put in a position where I had to learn myself by myself, like, oh guys, it was honestly a horrible time for me. And the funny thing is, I don't even remember like what was going on in my life. I don't know who I was talking to. I don't know, like, it's a crazy thing to even talk about because I don't remember. I don't remember like having conversations with people. I don't remember what I did. I don't even remember if I was dating or anything. Like I genuinely, I don't know what happened in 2020. I don't know. I basically wasn't there. 2021 is, I'm only 22, so it's not really like a long life. But 2021 is by far the worst year of my life. Like, oh my God, it was terrible. I don't even want to talk about it, guys. This is really difficult for me. I feel like Russia, like every single year tested a different part of me, 2019, 2020 tested like my ability to handle loneliness and being alone and not being able to get physical touch. And it's like not even physical touch from a partner, it's more like from anyone, like a hug. You know what I mean? Just that comfort to know that there's someone there for you. It tested my ability to be able to handle that. And then 2021 tested my self confidence, because I've always been a very confident person. When I was a kid, I used to look in the mirror and just be in awe of how beautiful I was. That's how like I've always been. Like, and I love that part of myself. I never did not want to be confident. I always loved how proud I am of being myself, and 2021 completely 100% stripped that part of me away. Like, after that year, I was a shell of myself. I lost so much weight. And I say this all the time: if I'm losing a concerning amount of weight, I'm not happy. Because right now I'm like 62 kg. In 2021, I was like 50 max. And you can see it in my eyes and pictures. I was basically dead inside. So basically, that year, towards like maybe the middle, the ending part of the year, I had like a relationship, right? And this relationship really has developed me as a person. So it's like, at the time it was very challenging, but I feel like God would not put challenges in your way if he feels like you can't handle them. And I'm a better person to be with because of that relationship. And I'm a better person to understand the type of person I want to be with, or I wanted to be with, because of that relationship. And I don't feel like I would be married today if I never went through that relationship. So I had like a relationship where, basically, just to summarize it, this guy was like basically still talking to his ex, or I don't even know what was going on in that situation. Like I keep saying, I can't really remember these things because my brain doesn't want to keep those memories. But basically, over time, it put me at the point where I constantly compared myself to other women, like, oh, why is he constantly talking to these people? Why is he not treating me the way I feel like I should be treated? What's going on? It constantly like had my brain spinning to the point where I could not even sleep. At night, the stream of anxiety that's in my body. And I feel like I started smoking in 2019. I, like, just quiet. Like, I started smoking in 2019. Guys, I was in such a bad place mentally. And how that relationship ended was, this person like did not, well, I don't know if he did not want to end things, but it was more so of a thing of like, I would kept on trying to like seek closure from him. I was like, please, let's have a conversation, properly ending things. And it was clear that he was never going to give me that. I spent like weeks and weeks like, let's have this final conversation. And then it'll just be a topic that's brushed off, or like, how was your day? Or like, just, just the, I don't even remember what happened, but I know that I constantly tried to seek closure from this person and was never able to get it. And it got to the point where I realized that that person is never going to give me closure. And I realized one thing that was very important to me, that I moved on with and I carried: closure doesn't come from anyone. It's not a gift. It's not something that you're given. You're not given closure, right? You can give yourself closure. It doesn't need to be a handout from anyone else. You do not need anyone else to be able to heal from a situation. So what I did, like, trigger warning, we're about to talk about topics that may, trigger some people. We're about to talk about body hurt and all that kind of stuff. So if that makes you uncomfortable, trigger warning. But basically, it got to the point where I started becoming harmful, here, on me. So I, started doing things like to myself that, looking back, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Enough needs to be enough. Like, you need to get to the point in your life where you're like, damn it, like, I can't let myself be this low. And I don't even blame that other person, because it's like, you only deserve what you allow yourself to receive. And I allowed myself to receive that kind of treatment. And I'm not saying that person is a bad person or anything. It's just maybe not right for me. You know what I mean? So it's like, I allowed myself to be in that situation. Nobody forced me. It was up to me to remove myself from that situation, and up to me to give myself closure. So I just literally woke up one day and I was looking in the mirror, and a shell of me was looking back, and I'm like, you know what? Enough is enough. So I literally blocked, just out of the blue. When I check a phone, you are blocked everything: WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, everything. And I unfollowed every single person linked to that situation. And I pretended it never existed. Yeah. And I started to better myself. Like, I quit smoking, I drank less, I just did things for myself, like for nobody else. And by 2022, I was a lot better. Like, I won't say I was in the best place of my life, because it takes a long time to heal from such things. And even till now, the confidence is still, like, not as strong as it should be, but it's still like on its way up. So honestly, like, 2021 was a lesson for me. It was a lesson on just getting yourself out of the hardest point in your life, and understand that it is possible and it will be okay. Because like, there's points where you actually wanna like leave, but it can all work out in the end. There's always a way, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And another thing that made Russia in particularly a very difficult thing for me was, I feel like people don't acknowledge these enough, but friendship breakups, guys, like your friends, is so much more painful than relationships, especially when like this friend meant everything to you. So when I first got to Russia, I had this friend, like, I swear, if this person needed a heart and I only had one, I would have given this person my heart. The certain amount of love and admiration and affection I had for this person, or I still have somewhat, but it's like, was so overwhelming, right? Time and time again, this person like threw it in my face. Like, I don't even remember. Oh my God, it's so difficult to tell someone a story or to tell you guys a story that I don't remember. I can't even give you specific situations because I don't remember. All I know is there were different situations where this person left me like so insecure in my friendship. For example, there was this constant comparison, whether knowingly or unknowingly. One of her other friends was gonna come like from a different city, like a year after me and her had already been friends. And it's like, because the thing is, she was the only friend in between me and that other friend, right? So I feel like if I was the person in that situation, like one of my other friends was coming and I already have a friend here, like the best thing you would try to do is make those two people actually try to be friends, or like put in the effort to like make them like each other at least, and I'm not saying that's completely on a head, because it's like people are gonna be people regardless, but I feel like looking back on it, there was really zero effort. There was just no openness and transparency from her end. It's like when she's with me, she's telling me, oh my God, this friend, like, she's so possessive, she's so this, she's so that, and that's the impression I'm getting of this other person. And when she's with that friend, she's telling this person, oh my God, Aisha likes things, or whatever the hell conversations they were talking about, right? So it's like me and this person ended up not liking each other because of an impression she was giving us of her two friends. And it's like, why are you so messy? Like, why? Because the thing is, she would like complain that mean girls used to bully her in high school, which used to happen to all of us. It happened to me as well. But then it's like, now that you feel like you have the power in this country, you're the mean girl. You're doing everything you say your bullies used to do to you. So are you really like better than them? And she just got me and this other girl, to the point of like such an insecurity and resentment for each other. But for what? For what? And I feel like, guys, there's so many red flags in friends that I notice now. You see, like when your friend, if you like someone, they automatically like that person, or if you do something with someone, they automatically want that person, or anything like that. Weird behavior. And this is just a general thing. Weird behavior. Or those friends that always want to like look like you, or dress like you, or do something like you. Weird behavior, because it's coming from a point of like envy. I know, man. Like I feel like I pay attention to these things more, and I'm just like, and even guys, I feel like this was probably where the friendship completely started to end for me, guys. In Botswana, right? In Russia, we are all the same because we're all earning the same amount of money. But in Botswana, I don't come from a rich background, right? And though this friend may not want to admit it, they are way more set off in life than I was ever going to be, right? Or like was ever going to be raised to be. So I kept on telling her this insecurity I have. Like, I feel very insecure. Like, when we go to Botswana, like, are we still going to be the same? Like, are things going to still be the same? They were not. They were definitely not. Because I couldn't afford certain things, because I didn't have the money, or I didn't have things. She would like exclude me from things, and then I would find out. Like, for example, there was this guy that electricity there was this guy that like I was talking to in Botswana, and I told my friend that like, oh no, if we ever go out, just please tell me. I know I can't do everything that you guys do or afford everything that you guys can, but I would still like to come. And then she was like, yeah, sure, even if you can't come, I'll still give you a heads up, because obviously it was an insecurity that I'm sharing with you. I know this is just petty girl drama, but guys, you all opened a can and I just need to. And then it's like, I didn't have the money, or maybe I live too far, I don't know, but she just didn't invite me to like a hangout or something. And guys, FOMO really hurts my feelings. It really did at that time. And the funny thing is, they ran into the guy that I was talking to there, and he's the one who told me. He was like, "Oh, I saw your friends here, and we were hanging out." And then she was like, "But they didn't tell me where you were." And I'm like, "Really? They were there? They didn't tell you?" Guys, stuff like that really, really hurts my feelings. Oh my god, it really, really hurts my feelings. I'm not built for stuff. I'm really not. And it just really hurt my feelings. And they did the same, and she did the same thing in Russia. Like while we were in Russia, I was not talking to her because I think she did something. I can't even remember what she did, but I was upset. I was very, very upset at what she did. And then the funny thing is, I tried contacting her so we can have a conversation because I was upset with her. Like I was the one reaching out to her, and I tried calling and calling and calling for a week, and she ignored my calls, everything. And it was eating me up because I felt so bad. And then I found out from some guy who was at the party they went to that all my alleged friends went to another city and they didn't tell me, a whole other city, and they did not tell me. And that's why she had been ignoring my calls. And the only reason I was not invited is because I was upset with her for something she did. She didn't invite me. She made sure I wasn't even aware of the meeting. And the only reason I ever found out was because I knew someone who was at the party. So, yeah, it's just like, guys, like, I feel like it's very, very difficult to express or like to tell people like when someone is giving you mean girl behavior. I feel like it's such a difficult thing to put into words, because what exactly are you gonna say? Because it's like, let's say for example, you're in a situation or you're in a room, and then every single thing you do, like maybe for example you're holding your pencil with like the girls at the corner are just laughing at you or like something. And then it's like when you try and tell someone that, like you're like, I was, trying to write, and then the girls in the corner were laughing. It's like someone would be like, maybe they were laughing at something else, or maybe something was funny. It's behavior that's very difficult to explain. You cannot properly explain it to someone. You just have to be there in that situation. So I don't even know. Like, I can't even give you a definitive reason, because she's not a bad person. I just feel like she was a very bad person to me. And it's actually Sibusiso. Sibusiso is like my rock of a person. Because me, Sibusiso, and this girl went out once when I was in Botswana, and I was crying, like trauma crying. And Sibusiso, she was like, "Bro, I do not know what happened between you and this girl, but if one of your friends can make you cry like that, she's not your friend." She's not your friend at all. Like, your friends shouldn't make you feel like that at all for any reason. Friendship should not be hard. It's not meant to be hard. Njolo's hard, not friendship. Since then, don't even talk to this girl. Don't even check for her like that, because like, your friends shouldn't make you feel like that. Anyways, so another reason why Russia was just pure guys, I feel like I'm just venting here. How I had a health complication in 2022. I had constipation for 2 weeks. I did not do number two in the bathroom for 2 weeks. And then I had something called blood toxicity. It's like where you're not going to the bathroom, it seeps into the blood or something. So yeah, I almost died. My skin started reacting to the blood toxicity or toxic shock or something, and I had a UTI. I had a UTI that was basically just destroying my bladder. It was a very, very, very difficult time of my life. I was so sick, guys. When you're sick to the point where you're like, God, if you can do anything for me in this life, anything, just give me my health. That's all I need. Guys, I was bedridden for like weeks. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk. I couldn't even go downstairs without like passing out. And I specifically remember like going to the pharmacy to get my medication. And I was at the pharmacy and I was like breathing heavy, and I had to keep sitting down, because if I didn't, I kept on seeing like black coming to my eyes. Then I'd have to sit down. And the pharmacist was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." Like, it was so bad. So, 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 so bad. Since then, till today, I'm still having digestive issues. Since then, I've been lactose intolerant. Ask me the relationship, I can't tell you. Since then, I've had a problem with bloating. So I thank God for health. So, the last thing I want to talk about that made Russia pretty shit was school. like the university part of it, the reason I went there. The reason that was bad was because, first of all, I was studying in Russian and I spoke Russian like a toddler when I started school, because obviously they make us learn Russian the first year and then they put us in like school for 4 years to like learn a course in Russian. And studying a language for a year, how good do babies speak Setswana after learning it for a year? Come on. I was basically speaking the Russian equivalent to a 1 year old. Actually, guys, interesting fact, my husband is fluent in Russian. It's crazy, but I'm not. I'm still at like 4 or 5 years old. My first year of school, my first year of actual university, my maths teacher called me to the board to like answer a question. And keep in mind, guys, the maths these people are doing is like, yo, one equation is filling up 3 boards. So I didn't know the answer. And then she was just there like, oh, you come to class to just act pretty, like blah blah blah. You should go back to Africa. And she put me there for like 10 minutes, just dragging me, guys, in front of the whole class, to the point where when I left the classroom, all my classmates were coming to me like, are you okay? I'm like, no, like just stuff like that, man. Like it was so hard, and it was so hard to actually be in school and not understand what you're learning, or everyone think you're dumb. And it was more painful when you actually understood what was being taught, but you don't have the words in your vocabulary to explain it. Being called stupid when you're not stupid, you're literally in Russia because you're one of the smartest people who applied to go there. And going from being the top of your class in Form 5, in my situation, to being like a child in your classroom, like you're the worst one, you're getting the worst grades. Genuinely, I almost failed so many times, and I came so close to failing many times because it was so hard. Russia was probably like one of the most challenging experiences of my life. And I have so many things that I feel like I regret. Like, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I go there? But it's like these experiences have made me who I am today. So I can't really regret them. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me about my Russian experience. I'm glad I could talk to you guys. This venting was actually pretty nice. So if you have anything you can share in the comments, or anything you want to talk about, or any opinions or anything about this video, I'll be so happy to hear them. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, because genuinely this was me speaking from like my heart, and I hope you got to know me a bit better in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, it would be nice if you help me share this video maybe with your friends who can relate to studying abroad, or even someone studying in Russia. That would be super nice as well. I feel like this is a video that a lot of people could relate to and maybe understand that they're not alone. If you are struggling with your mental health, I have some sources in the description that you can have a look at. And yeah, remember that you're not alone. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.